The Unk Bowl was a smashing success. What a phenomenal game to kick off week 7, a 33-31 victory for the Cincinnati Bengals. Both these quarterbacks were waking up from their midday nap right around the time I was wrapping up coaching the final middle school football game of the season. These guys must have been on enough nootropics to kill a small animal just to keep their brains running well past their bedtime as the game started at 8:15, and we both know these guys are used to going to bed by 9 p.m. Incredible game nonetheless. Rodgers sniffing, smelling salts in the fourth quarter before throwing a 68-yard touchdown pass back and forth, back and forth. Joe Flacco, been on a team for 9-10 days, and he throws for 342 yards and leads a game-winning field goal drive. He absolutely cooked the highest paid defense in the NFL. Unbelievable way to start the game. And I'm going to break down some of the best plays, some of the best moments from that game, and an absolute clinic both these guys put on of just dismantling defenses, throwing piss missiles from the pocket. This is the old guard of the sport on their last leg, still ripping it all over the field, dissecting defenses, throwing bullet accuracy at high level, lasers all over the field. Unbelievable game. Unbelievable performance from two 40-year-old guys. I just loved it, except for the fact that I'm kind of a pseudo-Steelers fan this year because Aaron Rodgers is my favorite player. So that element of the things pissed me off a lot. But just from a football fan perspective, what a phenomenal game. Let's jump right into the tape. I'm going to talk about the oldest man in the league, Aaron Rodgers, first on the losing team. He had 2 picks, but other than that, he played very well. One of those picks was not his fault. I will be critical of DK Metcalf in a short bit, but for now, I will sing his praises because he wins this rep, and it is a dime on 3rd and 11, the opening third down of the game, an out and up, and DJ Turner, who is a good corner, is going to be left one-on-one with DK Metcalf. I know it's a too high safety shell, so you're thinking, oh, help over the top. But not necessarily. The Bengals are running a different coverage, and Pat Freiermuth is going to come across the field, and that's really who this boundary side safety is going to be responsible for. If there's any crossing routes vertical across the field, Jordan Battle is going to take him. So he's really coming down and poaching these crossing routes. He's not giving DJ Turner help over the top to the right vertical side of the field, and because of that, Metcalf one-on-one able to win. Just a 5-step drop, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from Rodgers, hitch, and a perfect ball to start the drive. Then later on the drive, 2nd down and 6, they run some play action, C-gap insert from Connor Hayward, motion from Pat Freiermuth. Unfortunately, they're not able to connect, but I love the concept. I love the play call. Thought the throw was just a tad off. Through the C-gap, play action pass, insert, release into the corner route. It fools everybody. He gets open. Rodgers hits him in the hands. I think he could have afforded to put that ball a little bit more inside and give Connor Hayward a little better shot at it, but I understand why he decided to put it out there. But he shows his scramble ability on the very next play. So it's 3rd down and 6 inside the 15-yard line at the 10-yard line. You got to capitalize in the red zone and score, and they do exactly that. Rodgers buys time, finds Jonnu Smith. It's just a 3-man rush, and Broderick Jones is going to lose inside pretty quickly. So what does Rodgers do? Steps out. Now, the entire pass rush coming to the left. So now, Rodgers just going to reverse field back right. Now, this defender and this defender in a bind. If this defender rushes, then Rodgers has to pass. But if he doesn't rush, Rodgers can just scramble for a 1st down. So he's got to go. And now this guy has 2 crossing routes to defend coming across the middle of the field in scramble drill. He's going to pick the deep vertical one, and Rodgers is going to hit the underneath one to Jonnu Smith for the touchdown. Scramble ability evident there. Then he's going to do it again for Jonnu Smith on his 2nd down. Time to throw, a chip on the left side to help out his left tackle, scrambling right, buying time. His eyes are going to be over here on this right side of the field, trying to find somewhere to go with the football and scramble drill. Not a whole lot happening here. Buying time, stepping in. Now looking back across the field, I think he can rip this. Decides not to, comes back to Jonnu Smith and hits him on the sideline. Look at the ball location here in scramble drill. Bang. That's over the white. So there's no chance this DB is making any kind of a play to pick this thing off. He's going to put this ball close to the sideline, let his receiver reach, go grab it, and step out of bounds with a 1st down. Really, really nice play. Something you see both these veteran quarterbacks do very, very well in this game is utilize quick game. Here they've got a run play called, and this is an RPO. of sorts. So you're going to get G lead power. So this front side guard is going to pull and kick out the defensive end, and we're getting down blocks out here and a block out here. And Rodgers has the choice to throw this, or he can throw kind of this rub route where we're going to inside release and kind of delay block with DK Metcalf on a shuffle, kind of a shuffle step, quick slant underneath, creating this rub. Ball's going to come out real quick if Rodgers wants to throw this. He likes the leverage, takes it, chooses not to give it to the running back. If he does, this is actually going to spill out this way. They do a decent job up here, but we're going to get blocked here. He's not going to make the play, and Jaylen Warren's going to end up having one guy to miss regardless. So I think it's a good situation either way. But quick throw here to DK Metcalf, get a quick 6 yards on 1st and 10. Those are always really good plays to take. Rodgers did a great job utilizing his checkdowns. Here he's got Jaylen Warren on the slant concept. So you get slant, flat, sit, slant, flat, and just going to take his free access. So he's going to see his outside linebacker is responsible here for the flat to Warren, and corner is going to follow Darnell Washington on this slant route. So Rodgers going to see that, and he looks left initially and doesn't like it. Corner is going to sit, linebacker is going to sit, so there's really nothing going here. And he's going to come back quickly to his right, find Jaylen Warren in the flat, hit him. Warren does a great job making a guy miss and picking up a first. Rodgers so good at utilizing the checkdowns. Flacco is as well. Here he is to Roman Wilson, and they're going to do this return motion from Smith. He knows it's man coverage, and this is the exact same route concept he throws a pick to DK Metcalf on the one that's DK Metcalf's fault. We'll get to it in just a second. But it's a seam from Jonnu Smith. It's an out route, essentially, from Freiermuth, or some kind of like a quick outbreaker from Freiermuth, and then this quick underneath slant from Roman Wilson with the fade up top to Metcalf. This is what he forces, and now he's got one-on-one with Metcalf. But here we go, 2nd down and 8. Rodgers going to sit in, sees the rush, finds the quick solution, dumps it to him. He gets a nice gain and a 1st down, 13 yards. Excellent usage of quick game, whether it be quick game off of run solutions in the run game or just getting the ball out quick when he needs to, recognizing pressure, and so on, finding weaknesses in the defense. Both these guys do a terrific job of doing that. Now let's talk about the 2 real mistakes I think Aaron Rodgers makes in this game. First one being obvious, his first interception, not a good throw. I don't hate the decision. Play action wise, these linebackers don't get crazy sucked up. This one is pretty far up. I think Rodgers has the arm talent to fit this throw in right here at about the 41-yard line, maybe the 43-yard line at the hash, leading Roman Wilson vertical. But he wants to take his one-on-one because this safety is in the middle of the field, in the dead center of the field. So he gets the pick, but if the ball placement's better, he wouldn't be able to. But what does he do? He kind of hangs it up in the air a little bit, drifts it inside, and now the safety goes and makes a play. So I don't hate the decision. I don't think the decision is bad at all. I would give it a B on the decision. I think you're better off with the crossing route, but this isn't horrible. It's just honestly F ball placement, which is rare for someone to say about Aaron Rodgers, but that's just the case on this particular throw. Unfortunate, but it is a bad throw. Not a bad decision, but a bad throw. So that's his first big mistake. And then his second one, not so big, but it is a small mistake. Freiermuth is going to be on this inside hitch and then kind of an out stop with a fade on the outside. So it's similar to a stick concept, kind of like a scat concept, I think would be something to be referred to. And Rodgers is going to fire this in quick to Freiermuth on 3rd down and medium here. 3rd and a short medium. And I think he's expecting Freiermuth to bend this route in more. And if he does that, this ball's probably on his chest. Instead, it gets away from him. It's pretty far inside. Now it hits him in the hands. Freiermuth should catch this. But I think Rodgers is truly expecting Freiermuth to be standing where the ball goes as opposed to sitting up where he does. But because he kind of comes in, and I think if you're going to go out, then you got to really press for outside leverage because now you're going to actually put him in more of a bind in a traditional stick concept. Now, DK is going to turn around here, and this is the open guy. But Rodgers is making this throw quick, and I think he's expecting Freiermuth to come in, and if he does, it's there. This is a tricky play to read out because it's quick game. All these routes are breaking at the same time, so you're kind of just picking a guy, reading the leverage on him, and thinking that it's going to be there. And honestly, it is there. They're just a little bit off on the timing and the ball placement and the communication, it appears. Whatever it may be. Maybe it's Rodgers' fault. Maybe he throws a bad ball. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe he's expecting Freiermuth to be inside. Whatever it is, they're not on the same page. They don't connect. They punt. Now the Steelers defense forces a stop, gets the ball back. They go down and score with that classic Perk Rodgers. And now it's smelling salt Rodgers throwing a 68-yard touchdown to Freiermuth. So things work out for them offensively, but you got to think the game goes differently if they're able to go convert this first down, because now they take the lead earlier. If the Bengals have to go on their game-winning drive sooner, then the Steelers have time to respond. So things could have been different here if they convert here as it is. But they get the ball back. They go make it happen. I just think this is them not being on the same page, so I'm going to count this as a mistake for Rodgers. Now, before I move on to Joe Flacco, I'd like to point out that DK Metcalf has been in the league longer than I've been able to drive, and he still doesn't know how to catch a contested ball. It's frustrating. You know, it just is. It's just frustrating. I don't think this is the correct decision from Rodgers, but it's certainly a great throw. So this is the exact throw I talked about on the pressure relief where he hits Roman Wilson over the middle of the field for a nice gain on second down. We hear, right, you get the out route from Freiermuth, you get the clear out from Jonnu Smith, and Roman Wilson underneath, and he's going to be wide open regardless. Swing route from Kenneth Gainwell, and a fade from DK Metcalf. Now, DJ Turner's going to have help over the top with his safety here, and that ultimately does lead to the interception because the hit from this safety is what allows DJ Turner to pull the ball out from DK Metcalf's hands, because the hit from the safety kind of jars DK Metcalf and loosens his grip on the football. I do think this is still on DK Metcalf, though, as far as interceptions go. You can't allow this to happen. I think Rodgers should have came down here. I think that was the clear decision with the help over the top, because it's 2-on-1. But with that being said, Rodgers knows this corner is going to kind of play behind, and he's going to have and play and turn his back quickly because he's got safety help, and he's going to kind of trail him. So Rodgers knows he can put this ball high up to the top over DJ Turner's head. Exactly what he does. Ball placement is absolutely perfect. And you manage to let DJ Turner rip it out of your hands. It's unacceptable. And now we've got Joe Flacco, the 342-yard man, one of the oldest guys in the NFL, and he did an exceptional job really all night of identifying coverage and getting the ball to the right guy. Over and over again, he punished the Pittsburgh Steelers. No matter what they were in, he found a way to hurt them. Here we got T. Higgins just on this kind of this glance route with a flat route underneath. And the Steelers are in cover 3. So this safety is going to roll down into a vertical hook. He's going to have vertical hook. He's going to deep middle, deep third. And then these outside guys are going to have flats, and they're going to drop into the flats. So Joe Flacco knows that there is a void in between the flat defender and in between the vertical hook defender. And he's just going to take a 3-step drop and rip it right into that glance route. T. Higgins takes the hit, hangs onto the football, easy first down. He's doing it all night. Here he is doing it for a touchdown to T. Higgins once again, and another recognition of zone. You're going to have a slant with a flat from the running back, so exit motion from the running back here, or outside motion into the flat, and then a slant. And Joe Flacco is just going to recognize that the outside linebacker bumps out. So he's expanding, and he's just going to fit this throw in between these two linebackers. The gap's small now, but it widens because this outside linebacker expands faster than this one. He's going to read his eyes, but he's not going to get there in time. He threads the needle in between the zone. T. Higgins makes a guy miss. He's off for the races. They take the lead before the half with that one, and then they go and add another 3 after the second Rodgers interception. Joe Flacco was exceptional. Speaking of that drive where they added 3 points before the half after Rodgers' second interception, they ran an out route with Ja'Marr Chase 4 straight times. Not an exaggeration. 4 straight pass plays that they run Ja'Marr Chase on that route. Here they are. Out route from Ja'Marr Chase. Here he is on the bottom of the screen. He's going to catch it in bounds, but he bobbles it, so they call it incomplete. No worries. We'll just come back to it. Ja'Marr Chase going to motion across. They show man coverage. It's 2-man, so 2 high man. And these corners are going to play with inside leverage because they are vulnerable to the inside. Here's the motion. Jalen Ramsey's going to play inside leverage man, so he is inside of Ja'Marr Chase, and Ja'Marr Chase is going to win on an out route again because they are most vulnerable in the middle of the field. That's where these 2 high safeties are going to expand. So if a guy gets beat in the middle of the field, he's kind of cooked. So he's got to play inside leverage. They just run a clear out route on the outside. Ja'Marr Chase out route, perfect throw, first down. Well, as if that wasn't enough, here we go again. Ja'Marr Chase singled up outside, this time an inside release, out route. One more time. Ja'Marr Chase on the outside, on the bottom of the screen, on the very bottom of the screen, out route. This time, Flacco misses the throw, but 4 straight throws they attempted an out route on the Steelers defense, and the Steelers defense really did nothing to stop it. Well, if it isn't more zone coverage recognition, and what do you know, on 3rd down again, ripping it to Ja'Marr Chase right in that curl flat area. What are they doing here? Well, they're rolling to zone coverage again and once again. Now, Joe Flacco this time is going to use his eyes to manipulate a defender. He's going to look this guy off because this guy is the flat defender. He's not going to be in play, especially with this chip release into a flat route. So that's going to occupy this guy. And now we just got to make sure that he does what Joe Flacco wants him to do. So what's he going to do at the top of his drop? Well, he's going to look to the middle of the field. And what's that going to do? It's going to pull this linebacker in and free up this zone. And that's exactly what happens. Flacco hitches into it, rips it, 1st down. Another terrific throw from Flacco. Zone recognition on 3rd down. The Steelers got 8 alive all game long with stuff like that. Remember when I said they both took easy throws in quick game? They didn't overcomplicate it when they didn't need to overcomplicate it. Well, here we go. Ja'Marr Chase is going to run a simple bubble against off coverage. Flacco's going to rip it out to him. He's actually going to bobble it a ton, but he makes a man miss regardless, 7 yards. It's so soft, the coverage. So let's just take a dump off. And then here we go. I know this is incomplete, but it's an RPO. Who are we reading? Well, we're reading this weak side linebacker right here. If he drives in on the running lane, then we're hitting this slant, and it's a great throw. It's unfortunately for them incomplete, but don't worry, they come back and hit Ja'Marr for a touchdown anyway on the very next play. But for time being, here we are. Joe Flacco's going to see this linebacker drive down, hit this slant underneath, quick throw in between the safeties, phenomenal throw. And here we go again, another quick bubble. Why not? That's a free 5 yards on 1st and 10. Take it all day long. You don't get 16 catches and 161 yards receiving by accident. Here it's one-on-one coverage with Darius Slay. The Steelers are going to bring a blitz with these linebackers. They both come, so middle of the field uncovered, and Darius Slay's got to just win the rep. Well, is he going to do that against Ja'Marr Chase? Absolutely not. Quick throw, free 16 yards. Absolutely, pitch and catch, go do it. And then here we go again. Now it's a rub route. So another 14 yards to Ja'Marr Chase. Rub route, vertical, quick slant under. Are they going to be able to hang with Ja'Marr? You tell me. Absolutely not. Another big chunk play. Why not? It's like a Darius Slay low light tape or something. He knows he's one-on-one. Joe Flacco probably doesn't know it yet. Andrei Iosivas probably doesn't know it yet, but Darius Slay knows that he's one-on-one. Why? Well, because these safeties are bracketing the number 1 and number 2 receiver for the Cincinnati Bengals. This safety up top, well, he's going to bracket T. Higgins. This safety up top, well, he's going to bracket Ja'Marr Chase. So when Ja'Marr Chase goes on this kind of outside release slant route where he's going to go bop, bop, bang in, this safety is going to trigger, come downhill, and cover it. Well, Joe Flacco is going to recognize it right away and see that Darius Slay is literal burnt toast. One-on-one with Andrei Iosivas in the slot, and Iosivas wins immediately, so much so that despite the fact that TJ Watt, who had been completely silenced by Andre Mims all game, by the way, Amarius Mims. Amarius Mims did a fantastic job on TJ Watt. Pretty much shut him down. But here, TJ Watt's going to win quickly and deck Joe Flacco. Does it matter? No, because Iosivas won about a quarter of a second into the rep. Big 37-yard gain. Great coverage recognition from Flacco. 4-man rush, and he sees this safety, heels flat, drive down on this quick slant, and if Joe Flacco wants to take the quick slant inside, well, he's going to be disappointed to see that it's going to get tackled or broken up. So instead, he recognizes it and lets it go, and it is a perfect throw under pressure inside the 25-yard line. These are the things that lose you games when your players can't execute. I know Tomlin was under a lot of fire, and to some degree, deservedly so. But to another extent, I mean, when you've got Andrei Iosivas cooking your guys when you put them one-on-one because you can't double cover everyone, well, then you're going to lose football games. Simple as that. Here we go. Brandon Echols getting cooked by him. Now, Brandon Echols, fair enough. But Flacco, quick drop, perfect ball placement. Once again, getting in a spot to go compete here. This time they get held to a field goal He's short of the line to gain, but point still stands. They're in a very, very good spot, and Flacco is just absolutely dealing. Steelers are within 3 again, and it's 3rd and goal from the 5. Here we go. Can we make a stand and keep this a 1-score game? Oh my God, is that Darius Slay again? Y'all. Watch this. Boop. Career over. The low light tape continues. He's a zone player. Flacco's going to look him off out here because they got a double under with the rub route. So he's going to kind of be a rub route, vertical to kind of create some friction here. And then you get double unders. Double unders. Bang. Couldn't be easier. This safety is going to scrape over the top and not do any sort of recognition of what's happening. So he's not going to come under and try to jump it. He's just going to completely overrun it. I mean, if he comes flat from here, he can at minimum break this route up, break this throw up. That doesn't happen. Flacco dealing all game long. I can say it and say it and say it and say it and say it over and over and over again. He was phenomenal. That's a great throw. That's great recognition. Getting the ball out quick. He did a phenomenal job, both quarterbacks, of getting the ball out super fast when they needed to and then hanging onto the ball when they had to. Flacco, not so much. He was really just getting the ball out quick, on time, in rhythm. Rodgers was the one more so extending the plays, but that's also on brand. Patrick Queen told Darius Slay he felt left out on all the lowlights. Nice tackle. Joey Porter Jr. too. It's just ugly. And again, here we go. Cover 2 beater. What is this? It's 2 high coverage, 2 high shell to start, 1 middle defender, and they're going to overload the middle of the field. Jamar Chase is going to beat his man in the slot, and we're just reading the middle defender. So if this middle defender bails, then we're hitting this quick slant underneath. If he sits, then we're going to hit Yoshivas over the middle before the safety can make a play on the ball. That's exactly what Flacco does. Rips it in. What's this middle defender do? Well, he's going to turn his hips up. Flacco, not going to be super risky because why force this throw? It's 3rd down. Just get the ball in Jamar Chase's hands at the sticks, and then Jamar Chase, what does he do? He breaks 2 tackles, gets a nice chunk. And just when you think, well, he's hurting me with his arm, but he's not going to do it with his legs. 2nd and 10, 12-yard run. And what's awesome about this, Flacco's explaining it after the game. I guess the wrong guy was on the line of scrimmage in the formation. So Jamar Chase was supposed to be off the ball, and he's supposed to be on the ball. So he can go in this kind of short motion, and I think he said bluff the end, which I'm assuming means he's kind of going to fake like he's split blocking him and then release into the flat, which should hold the end so they can get this handoff off. But because the play clock's running down and they're not lined up correctly, so Jamar Chase can't go in motion because he's on the ball. So Joe Flacco's just going to say, screw it, I'll snap the ball and just read the defensive end. Exactly what he does, gets the pull. So he's not even supposed to necessarily read the guy pre-snap based on what the play was supposed to be. But he was forced to read the guy because they didn't have anyone blocking him because they couldn't create the motion that would have accounted for him. And here we go. Flacco being creative 9 days in to being in this program. He doesn't know all the playbook. He barely knows the head coach. He barely knows the teammates. And he's out here improvising and figuring out what needs to happen. Obviously, a guy that's been in the league as long as him is going to understand basic blocking schemes like inside zone. So I'm not saying I'm shocked that he knows what inside zone is and that he knows this guy's blocked, but just understanding of, all right, play clock's running down. I can't get the guy in motion. I want to get in motion. I don't have time to get this formation corrected. I'm just going to snap this, and this is going to turn into zone read. It's not supposed to be zone read, but today it's zone read. And I'm going to go get 12 yards and a 1st down. Now, they end up having to punt, but this is just terrific work from Flacco. And then what happens? Well, they get the ball back, and here is the money drive. And it's all Jamar Chase from the jump. First play, deep out route. They're right back to it. Jamar Chase, 15 yards and a 1st down, and it's a great throw on time. 1, 2, 3 step drop. What's he going to do? He's going to look at this guy. If he's going to get hard out underneath one, then he's not going to throw the out route. But if he is going to sit where he does, great. I'll just throw it. Why not? My guy's better than your guy. I'm ripping it. And then what do? Next play. Well, they're going to send T. Higgins in motion. Creates a miscommunication. Both of these guys take the running back on the swing route. They're both going to go, which means that nobody is going to be here because they're playing match coverage. Both these guys go with the guys they're over. Ja'Marr Chase coming across, and there's just nobody out here at all. And that's what leads to all of the screenshots of a man that at this point in the game has 22 targets. He's got 22. This is his 23rd, and there is nobody within 10 yards of him at the catch point. The closest guy to him is a defensive lineman. And they're saying it's coaching malpractice, and it might be, but to me, this appears to be on Patrick Queen. I think he's got to come out here, and then he's got to match to Ja'Marr Chase coming across. Doesn't work out that way. They both try to take the running back and the tight end. And they're outnumbered no matter what, by the way, because this corner stays high and kind of mirrors Ja'Marr this way. So if they don't both go out here, because this tight end is coming out here as well, if only one of them goes, tight end blocks, running back goes. So they were kind of screwed here no matter what. So I'm not sure what the heck happened, but nothing good. Ja'Marr Chase, well, what is it? Now it's 18 more yards. Just burying them, and they're already in field goal range 2 plays into the drive, essentially. And then here's the dagger. It's second down. You got the announcer saying they're going to run the football twice. Steelers got to burn their timeouts, but Zach Taylor was not going to run the football to fourth down in this situation. Not from this far away. No, sir. What is it? Safety down, safety high. Well, that's a pretty good indication that it is one-on-one right here. And that's exactly what it is. Jalen Ramsey gets absolutely cooked. Joe Flacco sees it, and the cooking doesn't happen right away. So Joe Flacco is going to throw this with these guys even. T. Higgins has not clearly won the route yet, but Ramsey does whatever he's doing here and just gives up ground. Higgins heads up play, slides, but this is Joe Flacco just being a freaking vet. Play in and play out, delivering the clutch throws. It was an unbelievable performance from him, and he caps it off with this big-time throw to Higgins that seals the deal. They set up the field goal with 7 seconds left, and that's all she wrote. There's not many quarterbacks like these two. Who would have thought that one of the best combined quarterback performances of the season would come from two 40-plus-year-olds? I don't think I signed up for that, but I'm sure glad it happened. What a fun game. And you know what? It's a great reminder of how special that era of quarterbacking was. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. And I will see all of you in the next video. Peace.